Good evening, friends, and welcome to day 107 of A Poem a Day for 2026. It is Friday, and some time has passed for me. I got distracted doing things on my phone, which is why it is so much darker than the last video, because I'm still recording on Tuesday. But I guess it makes things a little bit different. So it breaks things up a little bit for you. It is much colder than when I started recording for Tuesday. So once this is all done, I will be putting the heating on because that's something that I do regularly because I struggle to regulate my own body temperature. So the heating is on regularly for me throughout the year. Although I assume when the summer hits, it's probably not going to go on for a while. I'm babbling. We talked about that earlier in the week. I'm in babble territory. So, let's see what Friday, getting down on Friday, is bringing for us. Nope, it's the 17th today. It is. I now can't recall if I introduced it as 107th. This is what I get for recording multiple poems on the same day. I apologise, but I'm not going to start again. Okay, so a little bit of a longer piece for us to end the working week on. It's an excerpt. Haven't had one of those for a while. It's from The Wasteland by T.S. Elliot. And our blurb reads as follows. T.S. Elliot remains one of the most important English poets in history. He's also probably one of the most difficult to understand, with much of his poetry filled with unusual words, complex references, and even foreign languages. He received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1948. His great poem, The Wasteland, has many famous lines, not least its opening characterization of the month of April, as well as the enigmatic line, "I will show you fear in a handful of dust." So, this is from The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Part 1, The Burial of the Dead. April is the cruelest month, breeding. Lilacs out of the dead land mixing, memory and desire stirring. Dull roots with spring rain. Winter kept us warm, covering earth in forgetful snow, feeding a little life with dried tubers. Summer surprised us, coming over the Starnbergays with a shower of rain. We stopped in the colonnade and went on in the sunlight into the Hofgarten and drank coffee and talked for an hour. Bin gar kein Russian, stam aus Litauen, et durch. And when we were children, staying in the Archduke's, my cousins, he took me out on a sled, and I was frightened. He said, Marie, Marie, hold on tight, and down we went. In the mountains, there you feel free. I read much of that night, and go south in the winter. What are the roots that clutch? What branches grow out of this stony rubbish? Son of man, you cannot say or guess, for you know only a heap of broken images, where the sun beats and the dead tree gives no shelter, the cricket no relief, and the dry stone no sound of water. Only there is shadow under this red rock. Come under the shadow, of this red rock. And I will show you something different from either your shadow at morning striding behind you, or your shadow at evening striding behind you, or your shadow at evening rising to meet you. I will show you fear in a handful of dust. Frisch werd de wind, der hämmert zu, min ich kind, wo willst du? You gave me hyacinths first a year ago. They called me the hyacinth girl. Yet, when we came back late from the hyacinth garden, your arms full and your hair wet, I could not speak and my eyes failed. I was neither living nor dead, and I knew nothing. Looking into the heart of light, the silence. Old und leer, das Meer. I see what the editor means about it being difficult to understand Elliot. While Elliot is a name that I am familiar with, being referred to as one of the greats, I will be honest and say that I have never read anything of T.S. Eliot before. Really interesting that, like, sort of different languages mixed in. I assumed from the word composition that it was German, hence my inflections. Yeah, like, I feel like maybe I didn't... Difficult, that one. It felt kind of like it was being very reflective and almost kind of pining for something of childhood. Interesting end to the week. Yeah. I may try and seek out some more T.S. Eliot. I may try and find the whole of Wasteland and give it a read. I would obviously encourage you to do the same. I'm not sure I would manage all of it as a bonus video. I don't know if that's part of part one, if that's all of part one. I don't know how many parts there are. So yeah, I don't know how long the poem is, or how long I'd be setting myself up for. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, really interesting. I know I've said before about I've felt very unsettled. There's been occasions I felt very unsettled before coming online to record for you all, and then when I've finished reading, I've had kind of a feeling of calm come over me. I'm feeling that now. Apparently, all it took was 4 pieces of poetry. So yeah, hopefully I've managed to work something out of my system, and I can have some food, go to bed, and tomorrow will be a fresh start to take care of some things and get on top of some things, and we can come back together anew on Saturday, and yeah, hopefully progress has been made. So while I will see you again between, or rather you will see me again between now and, well, you know what I mean, I will see you again on Saturday. This is very confusing, I'm sorry. Time is a social construct. It's nonsense. I will call it there before I confuse myself further, and potentially pull any of you down with me. as always, friends, thank you so much for being here, for bearing with my fluffy brain. Yeah, I appreciate you all so much. I really do. Until tomorrow, please go forth and have the very best of good night.